Bonjour everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new video to celebrate the Independence Day of the US because as you can see, Wargaming decided, as we all told you as YouTubers, that the TS-5, a brand new tier 8 tank destroyer from the American branch, is coming into the game, and as always, it's a new tank, so it's coming in crates. So the first step, we are gonna gamble, guys, and after, I'm gonna do a full review of the tank. Let's jump into it. So guys, I just bought the 3 containers pack, and if we're lucky enough, we are going to be able to get the tank. If you are not, 5% drop chance to get this tank, and each container is a 100% chance of dropping a TS-5 charm, as Wargaming usually does. So let's not lose too much time and jump directly into it, opening the first one. So, okay, at least it seems like we're getting kind of rewarded because we can get between 500 to 1000 gold every time we open those crates. So at least even if I don't get the tank, I can get myself some juicy gold, which is, in my opinion, important. Here, for example, I did 2k gold by spending €5, which is kind of worth it, but we're not here for that, we're here for the main reward. I got unlucky, unfortunately for me, but there is no problem, because we still have some crates to open, guys, so there we go again. 1000 gold once again, so for the month we are at 3k gold for four containers open, which is quite good to be fair. Maybe I'm lucky, I think I'm lucky to be fair. But yeah, I'm gonna end up with probably 15,000 gold and a TS-5, or maybe 2 TS-5, who knows, we're gonna see. 9 crates to open, please, Wargaming, be gentle with me. I just want to remind you that we are here to sell your products, so you could be gentle with us. Yeah, you could be gentle with us. Okay, there we go. Please, 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 please. I want to remind you guys, don't gamble. It's completely useless. The TS-5, I've heard about it, I've seen replays, and the tank is good, but it's not the kind of thing that is so broken that it will never come back into the shop in the traditional bundle offer for direct purchase or anything like that. So don't gamble over a TS-5, wait for better tanks like Object 252U or these kind of things, because it's way better. Please, Wargaming, don't tell me I'm going to have to gamble all the way down. Every time there is a new tank, I have to gamble all the way down. I'm really one of the unluckiest YouTubers ever when it comes to that. Yeah. How many charms do I have right now? 15, so I still need 10. Oh, my gosh. Why, Wargaming? Why? So once again, guys, we are united to gamble again and again and again. At least here, I'm sure to get it regardless of if I get it before or not getting all the 25 charms. But yeah, in total, the tank cost me the maximum price, aka 83 euros, if I'm not mistaken, which is definitely not worth to get that tank. But as I'm a YouTuber, that's my job. But for you, for a regular player that wants to spend their gold wisely, don't gamble on that. I already said that, and I really want to insist on it. Don't gamble. It's definitely not worth it. Just take a look at that. We are not getting the tank at all. Oh my gosh, that hurts. Okay, at least here right now I get it because I managed to get all the rewards. Okay, we're gonna open the 2 last. Maybe I'm gonna get it. Who knows? Maybe I'm gonna get it for once. Yeah? No. Okay, at least I got myself around 15,000 gold plus the TS-5, which I'm gonna show or highlight, I should say, right now. Where is it? Do you see it? There we go. There is the mighty one. Can we buy straight the legendary camo? Oh no, we have to unlock it. How do we unlock it? How do we unlock that? Unlock? Okay, I got it unlocked. Maybe, I don't know how. Maybe I got it already, I don't know. And obviously it's a camouflage that will remind you that it's the Independence Day in the US. But what does this tank has in the stomach? That's what we're gonna try to discover. So guys, I got extremely lucky because with my first game with the tank, I actually did a really good game. And it allowed me, even if I did a good game, to understand the main problems this tank has. Wargaming is selling that tank as a big bunker that can bounce literally everything. It's not true. Because yes, the upper part can bounce, but you have 2 big weak spots, aka the cupola right there, but also the lower part of the hull. With this tank, if you show the lower part of your hull, you can get penetrated, and we're going to see that during the replay. But beside that, the mobility is a little bit better than the one you have on the regular T28, the Tech 3-1, and it's not necessarily the slowest tank ever. It's still not fast, obviously, but you can do some stuff with it. And especially the gun. The gun is insane. You have one of the greatest guns at tier 8 when it comes to reliability. Gun dispersion is good, 0.31. The aiming time, 4.3 seconds, is kind of average, but for the rest, it's just insane. 3.1k DPM, 7.7 seconds of reload. Average penetration, that is insane as well, 258 with a regular and 340 with heat shell. And the average damage is 400 because you have a 120mm gun. For the rest, maybe one big problem I have with the TS-5, it's possibly that the gun depression is only 5 degrees. Yes, you are close to the ground and 5 degrees is way more than enough, but maybe if Wargaming gave that tank a little bit more gun depression, it would allow you to hide all that part right there, because with 5 degrees of gun depression, you still need to expose that area that is a weak spot for you to be able to shoot upper hill. And this is problematic in my opinion, because it's going to ruin the purpose of that tank on the battlefield. Now, how am I equipping it? Gun rammer first, enhanced gun lane drive to reduce my aiming time a little bit. Refine gun, because without this, your gun dispersion is a little bit too high. After defense system to be, because I'm not going to ram anybody. The enhanced armor to increase a little bit my upper armor that can be penetrated by RHM using heat shell, but with enhanced armor, it's not possible anymore. Toolbox, because enhanced strike is useless. Improved optics, because I don't really camp with that tank. Engine accelerator or improved control. You can go for whatever you want, but I would rather increase a little bit my top speed for me to be able to get close to the enemies on the battlefield. And finally, high-end consumable, because with 7.7 seconds of reload, you want to use your adrenaline for a longer period of time. Now, let's jump into the replay. So, with this tank, you're going to see that you are extremely team dependent for 2 reasons. The first one is your mobility is not good enough for you to be able to relocate if you need to. For example, if you go alone on one side and the rest of the enemies are pushing you, there is no way you come back to the rest of your team, which implies that this tank is not made for new players, because you need to have some map knowledge, you need to know where you are going, because once you take a position, you have to hold the line. There is no possibility for you to turn back to the rest of your team. The second thing with this tank is possibly the lack of armor. Yes, it seems a little bit weird saying that from the TS-5, because Wargaming is selling it as one of the biggest armored tanks at tier 8, and it's not true. And you're going to see that right now. What I want to show you before, I just put the replay when we hit the T69. Here is exactly what I think is a problem with the TS-5, the lack of gun depression. Here I'm using as much gun depression as possible, and just take a look at this. It has nearly no freaking gun dispersion, as you can see. And this is really problematic, because it doesn't allow you, to hide that part right there that is a weak spot. And you're going to see that against the T69 that will penetrate us right there without using gold shell. And this is really problematic. On top of that, as I had to go uphill to shoot at the T69, we're getting shot by the by the Emil 1 as well. We took 2 shots, and now it's only the beginning of the game, and we already lost all our HP, 2/3 of our HP to be exact. But at least you have a good gun. So what you want to do with this tank is make sure that you are not the target of your enemies. I didn't know that the first time I did my battle, and that's why here I was quite exposed, but knowing that information right now, this is a mistake I wouldn't do again. So what you need and you must use with this tank is only, and I want to insist on that, only your DPM, which implies that you don't want to be the main target of your opponents. And once again, just take a look at this. The T69, one of the worst penetration at tier 8, penetrating us straight into the cupola, which is a weak spot on that tank as well. And this is why, in my opinion, this tank is not worth it, and you don't want to have it in your garage. It's completely useless. It's only for the collection, but to be honest with you, I did an ace tanker with it, and I'm probably never going to play it again. But when you manage to put yourself in the perfect position, aka nobody's shooting you and they kind of don't care, here you are going to be useful. Just take a look at this right now. I'm going to use my adrenaline, and nobody's going to care about me. And here it's gonna be insane, because now I'm reloading in 6 seconds, and every 6 seconds putting 400 damage is something insane. So there we go. We are trying to side scrape a little bit with our tank, using our gun elevation and gun depression to be able to shoot at targets without getting penetrated in our weak spot, and it's working pretty effectively. Now unfortunately for us, we are in a bad situation. There is a Tiger 2 that will probably die, but we also have to deal with the Emil 1951, which is not a one-shot. And once he's gonna reload, we are all one-shot because the Emil 1 has 3 shells in the magazine. But there is something to take into consideration that will save us. The Emil is blocked. The IS-3 is blocking the Emil. So the Emil is impossible to move. And here I'm gonna do something to be able not to get shot by the Emil. He can't move, all right? And my tank is right there. If I showed my tank, and I'm gonna show you from here, you're gonna see the Emil is trying to shoot me, but he can't. Why? Because I'm angling my tank and I'm showing just that strong part right there that the Emil can't shoot at. So for me, the Emil is a free kill. So what I'm gonna do right now is shooting him and waiting for him to bounce his last shell. I know that now he's reloading because the Emil only has 3 shell, and I can finally push and take that poor guy life without putting any effort. There we go. We killed the guy, obviously, before he managed to reload his whole clip, finishing the game with 5 kills and 4.5k damage. Yes, it was a good game, but yes, we were quite lucky in the end. Ace Tanker, Radley Walter Medal, High Caliber, and to be fair, we only did 100,000 credits, which is not that much considering it was a really good game. But on top of that, we are playing a tank you are not going to do a lot of 4k damage with. So in the end, if I had to sum that tank up, if you are a collector, buy it. Otherwise, don't. It's definitely not worth it, and you have way better tank destroyers at tier 8. The WZ-120, 1GFT, the Scorpion G, the SU-130PM, etc, etc. If you enjoyed, feel free to subscribe, like, and share, and I'm going to see you soon for a new one. Bye.